Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kenzo W. Alongside with me is Kiki. How you doing, man?
Pleasure to be here with you, Kenzo, as well. And yeah, first time on the Rocket League stage here on the ESC channel, so it's gonna be a fun one. We are slightly delayed, we do apologize, but you have caught that Marvel Rival stream, and it was a banger. It was worth it every single second, but we will still be bringing you that Rocket League action. We made it available just for you guys, and let's take a look over at the bracket here real quick, Kenzo. So, what we got going on here, and what match are we going to start seeing first?
Well, it looks like we're going to have XPL RM Grizzly Broncos. That is Rocky Mountain of the XPL League versus Affinity Esports. Right, Affinity Esports has always been a part of these series. They have really good players, and this is a very high stakes matchup. Again, we're going to see a lot of top tier plays, in my opinion. And coming into this match is going to be a lot. Speaking of, we are ready to go. 6 on the field, 5 on the clock, and let's play some Rocket League. And already it's Presto with a demo. If we look over to Intention, member of Affinity Esports. Kiki, what do you expect coming into this matchup?
Well, we're looking at both of these teams, and we are expecting big things. I mean, ideally, you're expecting Affinity to kind of come out on top just on paper, but you never know. Both teams fought here and got here quite easily, you know, a 3-1 coming through here from the Grizzly Bears, and they do find themselves on the back foot. It's an unfortunate start there. Affinity Esports able to come away with the first goal.
Troll coming in, just a very... Presto tried to get that last second save at the very end, but it was just a bit too late, just a half second late on Presto's end, and it was not enough. 1-0 is the score. Affinity Red with the lead. We just see that Flipper sends it downfield. Tension to pop it into the air, sends it into the corner. It's going to be met by a player. R2 tries to get something going downfield. Shot on the way. Fishy looking for a shot, but Grifficado with the save. But the pressure from XPL RM looking to make it official. Try to tie this game up. Shot on the way again, but there's 2 RL once more with the save. Affinity Red just applying the defense so far in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely, and not to mention their offense. They scored within the first 10-15 seconds of the matchup. Meta's going to look to assist Presto here, going for the shot, but Tension is able to get that save away. And so far, the danger is cleared, but regardless, knocking on the door as Grizzly Bears are still trying to get through here. The defensive line holding up here, though, comfortably for Affinity Esports. But Demo could look to shake things up here over the top. Presto looking for that flip reset, unable to get as Criff will get that one to the side. Regardless, though, they do not give up here. They are very unwavering in their offense, and they are looking to just not get out down, puts it through, but there's a mistake. No one's there to punish it from Affinity, though. And so far, the scoreline still remains a deficit of 1 for the Grizzly Bears.
Yeah, Grizzly just looking a little lopsided on the defensive side. They're trying to just get that ball out of their side of the net. Looks like they might just do it. But Grifficado is going to send it downfield. Looks for the flip reset, but it's going to get cut off immediately. But Tension applying the pressure. What score goes for that double tap again? It's going to miss. 2RL again applying once more the pressure. So back and forth as Grifficado at least tries to get some more offense going. And you look at Grizzly, they have not had a chance to get these going, but there's a save by Vichy. Again, the defense is on point, just trying to survive as much as they can, as it's almost 2:30 left on the clock as Meta flies through the air, looks for that hoop or that looper shot, but can't find it. Presto once more. Oh, it's going to try and get something, but 2RL is cut him off. Fishy sends it in the corner, tries to do a little of a squanch pass. Not going to be anything going. Into the corner they go. Presto with the touch. Tension is going to cut it off once more. Fishy again. Into the corner they go. Meta with the shot, and he will have it. And we have a tied game. XPO Grizzlies tie it up.
I mean, absolutely deserved. The Bravo team has gone in dark, and they have managed to finally strike through the defense. Affinity held on for quite some time, but it felt like it was coming. It felt like it was inevitable, and the Grizzlies do come through here with the equalizer. Regardless, though, there's still plenty of time on the clock. This game definitely looking like a finish in potential regulation, considering the amount of pressure that both teams are exerting here. No 50 found here on the side. Man, we'll look to take those guys here. Maybe pinch, maybe something. Still, unable to find anything yet, though. It will be 2 just trying to get something past this line. And Affinity, they want to strike now, forcing out a double save from the Grizzlies, but so far, the danger is still not cleared. Low on boost. Grizzlies need some sort of way to get out of this one. Fishy might provide it alongside his teammate in tow. Meta gets it to the side, but regardless, there's not enough control. Grifficado will look to take it to the sky. Simple save by Presto, and tension is still rising, pun intended, as 2 gets to the backboard. No follow-up, though, and that's kind of an issue here coming out from Affinity. Their second man follows have not been as great, whereas Grizzlies, they have been on every single ball trying to punish that defense from Affinity.
Indeed, they have. Like you said, the second man has not followed through on the side of Affinity. However, this might be a chance as Tension tries to go for a shot, but Meta with the great save. A minute left is on the clock. If nobody scores, we will head to overtime. Preston just trying to at least get a lead, but Affinity Red again with the great defense, trying to fight as much as they can. Tension once more with a shot, but he just gets saved. 40 seconds left on the clock. Meta looking to make a play, but there's the 50, and it heads towards Grizzly side of the field. Fishy trying to set down, trying to at least get one more defensive stop. They do. 30 seconds left. Fishy, was a bit too high, but he might have a chance. 30 seconds left off the wall, but no dice there. Affinity Esports again applying the pressure and making a great save. Now it's their turn, but it's going to be Presto cutting it off. 15 seconds left. Once more on the clock. Can they get it? One last shot. 10 seconds left. Shot again by Meta. Meta looking to make a play. Off the wall. Oh, and it's Meta. Where's the goal? But it will be an own goal. Not sure what happened. Tension. Oh, no, it was 2RL with the own goal. Oh, no, Kiki. I'm not sure 2RL wanted that.
Oh, that's disaster. That is such a harsh way to lose out, especially considering how close this game has been, although it's not over yet. Ball is still in the skies here. Matt trying to put it down, and he will be able to. First game goes over to the Grizzlies, albeit on the unfortunate side of Affinity Esports. They have tried their damnedest, but 2, it's such a rough one to concede, I must say. It's such an unfortunate way to lose out game number 1, but regardless, you still have plenty of ways to go as there's multiple games up programs. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a best of 5, so you have plenty of room to come back into it, but what's going through their minds here? I just hope they're able to kind of get out of their head as soon as possible.
I feel like 2RL knows that he didn't want to do it. I'm not sure if the idea was to kind of, at the last second, just get that bump out of the way, kind of pop it, just kind of sky high, 90 degrees in the air. But sometimes when you just feel like, it feels like you have to, almost at the point, just let that ball go. I feel like for 2RL, they should have just let that go. But either way, I mean, just total disaster for Affinity Red. Not sure what they wanted, but either way, they do have a mega chance up in game 2. So the question now remains, with that thought in their mind, it's going to be very difficult for Affinity Red to kind of, I want to say get the run back, but they might have a chance here. As Grifficado starts it off, just popping it towards the air, but Presto gonna make the save. Second effort by Affinity, but they're going to get denied as it's Grizzly once more into the middle field. It's now, so far, just back and forth. The question now, again, Kiki, is going to be, how does Affinity Red respond after such a play like that?
Well, I mean, they started off really well, I must say. Game number 1, they started incredibly well, scoring out in the first 15 seconds, and if they are able to bring back that energy and kind of not get diminished by that previous loss, I think they still have this in the bag. I think it's just going to take a little bit longer to get back into groove, because Grizzlies have awoken, and this Bravo team isn't getting any slower anytime soon. So it has to be some star player to come through. It has to be some star man performance that's going to kind of start off this comeback in terms of the series.
Yeah, and for Affinity Red, they were just a bit unfortunate in game 1, but they do have a chance. And so far, it's looking like they might have a chance. Oh, but Grifficado keeping the hopes alive with a great save. Now rushing back downfield, the fast break off the contact towards the air, but a last-second save by Meta, the second man. Too late in time, but Tension is going to try and put it up on the net. They will, and the ball rolls in towards the net, and Grifficado, like game 1, it's Affinity on top with 3:37 left to go.
Same start, same fairy tale, maybe a different outcome. That is what Affinity are hoping for. Starting on the back foot here in the first game. Now looking to finally start off with a potential lead that's not going to get put away here. Great infield pass. 2 is going to try to intercept it. Unable to reach it though, as Tension is doing his best to assist here. Great 50 coming through here, and there could be another follow-through. There is. Affinity finally trying to keep that ball in possession as long as possible. But regardless, the second man is simply not fast enough to catch up with these plays, to catch up with these loose balls. And that's really where Affinity start to lose speed, start to lose their momentum. It's the fact that, you know, you get the one guy to make the play, but there's no second man to follow that up and find your way around it. In all my time of casting, that has been the bane of these sorts of, well, teams that are just before the peak of SSL, you know, are just before the peak of the game. And they need to activate that second man rotation as soon as possible.
Yeah, you could just see the difference in team style of how Grizzly has played. You could just see it's the second man effort, and looking up like a play was good for Kato. But it was my second man effort. It's 2RL. And speaking of the second man, Affinity up on the board at 2-0 that time. It was a 2-man effort. So it looks like they listened to what you were saying. And now, Affinity Red with a 2-0 lead. But like you were saying, it's a matter of difference in playstyle between how XPL Grizzly have played and how Affinity Red has played. Because you look at Affinity Red, it's usually a single man this, a single man that, but there's no second man, except for that last time where they did do it. But you look at XPL Grizzlies, again, they have such a, it's down to communication and a lot of teamwork play. And a lot of the times we're seeing XPL Grizzlies looking to just, again, with their teamwork, but right now they're just down for the time being as it's Fishy going, trying to go up, but Griffakato's going to cut him off. Fight to the air, but Meta's going to cut it off and put it right back down onto the ground. Intention going to get cut off. XS Affinity looks to maintain this 2-ball lead, and it's going to be a 3-0 lead as Griffakato makes it a 3-0 game.
Yeah, beautiful. Gets himself the brace as well. 4 shots, 2 goals, 50% conversion rate. Pretty solid compared to game 1. They have tripled their efforts in game 2 here, only scoring 1 in the first game and then kind of turtling up. They have learned that offense is the best defense so far, and as long as they kind of keep Grizzlies defending their own net, they should be fine. Presto, unfortunately, saving that one away from Meta. Not necessarily intended, but regardless, that's what you're dealt with. Those are the cards you're going to have to play with, and now Tension is going to look to punish that immediately. Goal is kind of open. Fishy dives over to put that one to the side, but still the pressure remains, and it will be Affinity applying a lot more. There will be a chance for Grizzlies, though. 1 minute 20 seconds. Needs to be a goal every 30 if they want to keep this one going as long as possible. But it seems like time is running out. It's not on their sides. Bleeding, and Meta, he's looking to kind of quench it. Simply unable to, though. It's going to be a simple defense here coming through from Affinity, and so far they are holding their own quite beautifully in this game number 2. It seems like a dominant performance so far. If they keep it at 3-0, it's definitely going to give Grizzlies something to talk about in the changing room.
Yeah, indeed it is, and just it's a stark contrast difference between what we saw in game 1 and that we're seeing in game 2. I mean, Affinity Red had everything going for them in game 1, but just that little mistake cost them game 1. They're obviously not looking to make that mistake here in game 2. As just 30 seconds left, not a lot of time for Grizzlies to try and make a play. 30 seconds left on the clock as Griffakato tries to put it in one last time, but Presto's going to save it. Tension's going to back him up, but he gets repaid for his sins with a demo. As it's 18 seconds left, Meta just pops it into the air. Oh, and there's Tension's going to cut off. Looks like Presto is trying to get something going. 10 seconds left. Clock is taken away. Meta with a chance. Downfield, way to make a play. Presto trying to put one more, trying to get a goal, but he's going to be completely missed. And it looks like Affinity Red series.
Yeah, finally coming out alive here. They must be very happy with that one, especially after what happened in the first series. It does feel good. It must feel good. The first game definitely didn't go their way. Considering that the previous series they played, they swept. So it definitely doesn't feel like they should be the ones on the back foot, and, you know, they took out HHS Rocket League 3-0 in the previous one. Grizzlies took the win in a 3-1 fashion in the previous one, and now in a 1-0 scenario, it's very familiar to the Grizzlies. New territory for Affinity compared to their previous game. So now they are looking to get this one going as fast as possible. Getting game number 3 underway, and getting game number 3 in your series pocket is going to be one of the most important games to convert. It gives you that breathing room that you're not under stress that it's your last life, it's your last potential game. You have time, you have room for one more mistake in terms of a game, so you really want to secure this game as soon as possible. What a diving save coming through from 2 to start us off here on the Affinity side of defense.
Affinity Red looking so far so good again, keeping up with what they've been doing. It's again the teamwork on display. We saw from game 1. They didn't play very good again. They played very good, but they just made a last minute mistake that own goal really cost them in the final few seconds. And then you saw in game 2, they played very much on point. They played a lot better. They played a lot in point. They didn't give up as many goals. In fact, they completely shut out XPO Grizzlies. So now the pressure is on XPO Grizzlies to kind of rotate and just get back on defense. Speaking of, they're getting back on defense. Not on the way, but there is a missed opportunity off the crossbar. 2RL, what a shot, but it gets saved by Presto. Third chance played by Grifficado, but Grifficado is going to miss. He just goes off the crossbar. You just see Affinity Red. It's applying the pressure that they've been doing, and now you can see XPO Grizzly just trying to rotate and put some of the pressure on Affinity Red.
It's gonna take a bit more than just pressure to crack them, because in the previous game, they won unanswered, clean sheet across the board, and they seem like they're going for more. Grifficado is going to start the offense here, trying to get that 50 onto Fishy. Able to, but regardless, Fishy gets away with boost and ball in his possession. Great control play, trying to flick it over the top. Tension is able to save it. A great play attempted by Fishy, and now it's putting Affinity in a bit of a disarray here. Tension still able to clear out the danger now to buy his teammates some time to gather boost and kind of calm the nerves down. In the meantime, Fishy is going to give it another go. We know we've seen his sort of solo mechanical prowess and sort of his style of play is really that disruptive first man that's kind of gonna open up the defense for his second and third man to kind of just, you know, gash open the wound as soon as it's created. Once again, Meta trying to put a shot towards target. Sadly though, no one infield for that pass as Fishy passes it to no one in that scenario. A bit of an even first half of the game. Second half still remains unanswered though.
Yeah, so far it is it's a 0-0 game. Just an even note, it's mainly been a defensive game if you look at it. And XPO Grizzlies have played very good in this game 3. And I have to say, I gotta give credit where credit is due. XPO Grizzlies have learned from their mistakes. A very empty net, but all just a bit off target. But it looks to be Fishy. Still trying to get a shot on the way, but he's gonna miss completely. And now it's Grizzlies on the defensive side now. Affinity Red looks to play a bit of pressure, but now they're going to be rotating right downfield as Meta tries to get something going, but he's going to miss completely as Presto's going to chase right after it. It's going to be, right now, just a bit of a 50. 1:45 is left on the clock. A bit of a stalemate so far as Meta looks for the flip reset, but it's not going to have anything. Fishy just misses completely, and now XPO Grizzlies are going to rotate out. He's going to be Fishy once more, trying to rotate out and do a good job of. You can just see as again, almost down to a minute again. It's a 0-0 affair. Neither one of these teams have given up a goal. A very defensive game as Presto is just gonna miss his chance with his 50 and a ball and a nice clear out shot from XPL Grizzly, but they have a chance on the way, but a last second save by Presto. A great awareness from him. That was almost a goal for Affinity Red.
Yeah, moments away from disaster for the Grizzlies. Thankfully, they do stay alive with that goal line clearance. It was simple, but regardless, it was a high-pressure situation. There's an error. There's a mistake. Will this one go in? It's so close, but what's a save off the line? Grifficado keeps Affinity alive in the dying moments of the game. 45 seconds left on the clock, and now is their chance to pounce. Counterattack already getting established here. Beats out 1, beats out 2. Grifficado gets a great 50. Where's the follow-up? 2 is trying to do his best, but with not enough boost. He's simply unable to bring anything into the offense. And now, once more on the counterattack, Grizzlies are trying to find their first. Next goal might just be the winner here. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Grifficado onto the side here, trying to get something here. Gets a great chance. That's a great shot too. But what a save from Meta! Keeps the Grizzlies alive for a little longer. 10 seconds on the clock. It could be our first overtime. Affinity still knocking on the door, thinking this one should end in regulation. But regardless, if the Grizzlies have held on, and with 0 seconds on the clock, the ball is still in the air. Tension, great touch. 2, look at the Bertie not quite. It'll be overtime, and our first, game number 3, are decided to who gets to set themselves onto series point.
Indeed, it will. Overtime, you love to see it. This is why we play, brothers. From always like
Great
this,
shot.
2RL trying to get a shot, but better with a save. And now it's XPL Grizzlies with the 2-man. Oh, just a bit off target from Meta, as looks like 2RL will try to dictate the pace once more. But no, Presto's going to cut him off, send it to the corner. Out of the pressure, Presto looking for some man. No, but he's not going to find anything. We had 30 seconds in overtime. XPL Grizzlies looking to fly a bit of the pressure. Fitz tries to get out of the way. Shot on the way, but 2RL with the same second effort. Tension with another save. Affinity Red trying to keep it alive. Once more, again, they're in the corner. Affinity Red now has a bit of offense going. Presto looks to try to get something going, a bit off target for Grifficado, but 2RL is going to just not be there in the nick of time, did not have enough boost. We head in towards the middle, over the Meta. Oh, looks like a bit of communication. Grifficado with a chance to end it all. 2RL with a chance, and they will, and Affinity Red has the series lead.
Beautiful, marvelous, and finally a follow-up to be found. Meta getting punished off of that miss. Should have done better, needed to do better, unable to though, and Grizzlies, they are 1 away from getting knocked out. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament, it's not just about winning it. This gives you some great ranking points where half of the national teams are selected from to join the other teams in the nationals. So winning these games is not just about, oh, we need to win the whole tournament. We need to place as best as possible, even if it means winning it. But we're going to give it our all, and we need to see Grizzlies fight back as soon as possible. We're going to get ourselves immediately into Game 4. No team wants to wait around. No player wants to wait any longer. They're going to see if they are able to push this one over into 5.
You could just see Affinity Red is slowly learning from their mistakes from Game 1, and XPO Grizzlies made a mistake. They had 2 minutes, a very empty net!
No.
2RL misses completely! Oh my goodness, that was the best chance for Affinity Red to make a statement, but they missed a wide open shot. That's almost missing a wide open layup, as Presto is gonna just miss completely, as Meta does get a bit of a save, and now it's Presto racing back downfield, but Grifficado comes in with a demo. He's coming in like Roman Reigns with a spear. Now 2RL looks like get a touch. The 50 not going out in his favor, but the ball does head over towards Grizzlies' side of the field. Meta gonna meet with, he's gonna meet them there and just sends it into the corner. Fishy is gonna rotate out as Meta just gets the demo, and the ball rotates towards the Grizzlies' side of the field. 2RL Mississippi has the second man effort, but Meta gets the save, a chance to make a play, but a missed opportunity once more. The opportunity goes by for Affinity Red's side, and it's a chance. Meta tries to get a play going, but misses. Quick just goes right up the crossbar. Fishy with a demo. Presto over to 50, over to Meta, looking to make a play, but no, just not enough effort on the ball. Tension with a shot. Oh, what a shot from Tension, and just like the last time, Affinity Red has the lead.
What a shot coming through from Tension. Not even needing the second man or a third man. He said, hey, hold on, guys. Watch this shot. Nails the redirect, nails the angle, and maybe even gets the punishment off of kickoff. Will he do? He will! Over the top, brace inbound, and it's Affinity doubling their lead in a flash.
Watch the bump from Tension. He bumped him right out of the way. I'm not sure if Affinity Red drew that on the kickoff, but they say, hey, you know what? We'll take what we can get. And Affinity Red, you have a 2-0 lead with 3:40 left to go. And XPO Grizzlies slowly losing their mark, up into the air. Looks for that second man, but they will have it as Presto makes it a 2-1 game. And it looks like XPO Grizzlies looks like to try to tie the series up.
Yeah, to try to tip onto the crossbar. Sadly, it was a bit too weak of a touch, and it ended up just bouncing into the goal instead of out. So far, Grizzlies finally scoring after how long has it been? 10 minutes of not scoring, plus this game, 12 minutes almost of not even getting a goal against, you know, Affinity. It feels rough, but finally opening the floodgates could look to net you something here. Two, gonna stop this attack immediately though. Presto takes the skies, looking what he can do from above. Unable to do much as he gets dispossessed. That's a mistake from Grifficado. That's a punishment awaiting to happen. And that is Fishy delivering it in stellar fashion for the Grizzlies.
I gotta admit, XPO Grizzlies have made a lot of corrections in this game so far. Obviously, they're learning from game 1 and game 2, and they obviously don't want to drop this and lose it. So what you're seeing is they are making so many corrections, so many pass course mistakes that used to happen in games 1 and 2. You're not seeing it here in this game. Now they're racing back downfield. Grifficado tries to make it, to regain the lead, but Presto is going to get another save, but they're going to have to get another one as Presto tries to pop into the air. It's Fishy with the in the air movement. Presto tries to get back towards that field. He does get a touch. And the ball head towards downfield as Meta and Fishy looks to regain control, but there's not going to be nothing but Presto with the save. Tension, very empty net, and Affinity Red once more regains the lead.
Great stuff coming through the rotation, finally coming alive here for Affinity. They were able to find themselves in these positions where the opposing team was just lacking boost. Rocky Mountain simply didn't have anything to kind of cover their nets, and they were simply unable to pull through with anything in terms of defense. So exposing that low boost, it was Tension to find it, and so far Tension has been the man of the match for me in terms of Affinity. I mean, let's be for real, a hat-trick hero to keep this game 4 alive for them, and so far keeping them in the lead. It'll have to be some stellar performance needed from the Rocky Mountain to be able to get the Grizzlies back on board here. Grifficado gonna get this one to the side, looking to follow it as well. That's a great clear down the line, but gives away possession for it. Bit of a trade, nothing bad against it. It will be Presto trying to recover some of the lost possession that they might be possessing. Great second man attempt there from Grifficado, but he's just a little bit too slow. A follow through from Tension is needed here. He's able to get under the ball. Great 50. Great follow up from the second man. Could be a shot worth talking about, but sadly doesn't find the mark just yet, and Presto will just clear away the danger. And for now, still trailing by 1. The Grizzlies need to get something out alive.
Yeah, they do, and you can just see the two-man effort coming from from Rocky Mountain Grizzlies. It's not over for yet for them. They're still down by a goal. Still time is weird on their side. They got to have a bit more communication. They're doing that just very well, but it seems like there's no clear cut of, like, say, am I going to go up or I'm going to fake it? But you can just see they're trying, but they have to put a lot more effort. And that shot's on the way, but Grifficado is going to get a save. 50 seconds left as Rocky Mountain Grizzlies looks to at least try to tie it up and maybe send it to overtime. He's getting a touch as 2RL races back downfield. Affinity Red looks to try to make a play. It's going to get cut off. Tension with a touch, sends it over to 2RL, but 2RL is going to be still completely in a bit too high. Over to Meta with a great dribble off the roof of his car, but Grifficado with the save, and 2RL is going to get a demo. Where the Fishy tries to pop it up for Meta, but there's Grifficado reading it like a book and just shutting it down completely. As Presto tries to get one more over to Meta. Meta just a bit too high. Fishy with a chance, effort off the crossbar. One man back, they're missing completely. As time ticks away, they had to get one more shot. The 50 not going to go in their favor. 7 seconds left. It's still worth out time. Meta with a chance. Blow, just a save by Tension. It's going to be over for Rocky Mountain Grizzlies. Oh, they almost had it, Kiki. They almost had it, but Affinity Red hangs on in this game.
Felt like it was seconds away, but tension could not have been closer. Regardless, tension was the man of the match for that one, and quite well deserved. 3 goals to the name out of 4 shots. That is some stellar shooting right there from him, and it was incredible. He found all the angles necessary to bring his team forward. He solo, single-handedly carried that game number 4 in their favor, and that is a 3-1 victory for them, and that is them going to the finals, actually awaiting the sister team, or the brother team, depends which one you want to ask, of the Grizzlies. Rocky Mountains once more wanting to rerun this one and avenge their fallen brothers in Grizzlies Bravo. Grizzlies Alpha this time, awaiting them in the grand finals here, Kenzo.
Indeed it is, and as always, it's just exciting to see both of these players, both these teams actually. And again, I gotta give credit to to XPL Grizzlies, because they played so much very good. They played very good, and you could just see, looking at the bracket, Grizzlies Alpha got the win over Chalk Pros, a 3-0 matchup, and now with a chance with Affinity Red, they're gonna have to take on the big brother in Grizzlies Alpha if they want a chance to take the whole series. But I know Grizzlies Alpha was watching that game, and they won some sweet, sweet revenge.
Yeah, and well, they're gonna have to wait a little while longer, just a few minutes I'd have to assume, before we do get back into the action while we do set everything up. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that, please drop a follow and check out the Nationals or on all medias necessary, and cheer your high school on. If your high school is part of this, cheer them on. But for now, we'd like to thank you for watching, and we'd like to make you stay tuned for the grand finals, which will be right back after this short break. After a brilliant performance coming through from Affinity, now they have to face the big brother of the Grizzly Bravos. And I will say, Rocky Mountain, they have brought some stellar class here. And joining me once more today is Kenzo alongside me, of course, for the grand final to bring you all the action. And here we have the bracket, Kenzo. What can you tell us about it?
Well, I could just say Affinity Red played very good despite giving up an early goal, an own goal in Game 1. They played very good in that series. And again, take a look at Affinity Red. They have just been, it's not been the smoothest of road compared to the Grizzlies Alpha. Grizzlies Alpha had a bye in the round of 16. You can just see in the quarterfinals, they took out the Bears quite easily, a 3-0 matchup. And then they took out the Chaparros, another 3 sweep them. So this matchup between these two players is going to be a very, very it's not a one-sided affair, I will say that, because both teams do have grand champs on their team. In fact, Tension is a champ player on their team. So on the side of Affinity Red, so it might be a bit tough to see what's going to happen as we're getting right into the matchup, as we have a bit of a, it's a not of a stalemate. It's going to be kind of a bit one-sided, like you said. I know you said during the break that it's going to be, it might be a slaughter, but you never know in these terms. Rocket League, as Doom is going to get the early goal for Grizzlies Alpha, and it's a 1-0 game.
Yeah, once more an own goal here coming in from Affinity Esports. Not really the way you want to start off, but yeah, I still am sticking to that one-side affair. Albeit it is a best-of-7. Anything can happen, but with such a large, sample of 7 games, potentially, it's going to be hard for them to slip up 4 times for Affinity Esports to kind of pick up here. And they are the heavy favorites. Just letting everyone know, the Rocky Mountain Grizzly Alpha is definitely the favorite here, but it's gonna just have to be that sort of, exhaustion that's gonna take care of them, if anything. So whichever team has more in it in terms of spirits, because this day has been going on for a lot longer than anticipated. And Grifficado is gonna start us off here, one of their equals with an equalizer.
And that's a way to respond. You drop a goal, you give up a goal, you get one back, and Grifficado, who has played very well for Affinity Red, decided, you know what, I'm gonna get my run back, and especially gets one for Affinity Red. And speaking of big time players, Tension has really been a good player for Affinity Red. He was especially good in that series against Grizzly Bravo, and I know for Grizzlies Alpha they want to avenge their brothers in that, as Donboss just gets a save, and now it's Affinity Red on the heels as they rush back, as Chip with no boost so far, tries to back throw to his teammate off the crossbar, a bit too high for Grizzlies Alpha. Now looking to try to keep up the pressure is Doom once more, sends it over to Chip. The Chip is going to miss completely, but Chip is going to try and do a little bit of an aerial touch, but he has no boost for momentum. Donboss misses completely as well as they go right back to the floor. Now it's Affinity Red with their turn to apply a bit of offense. Engine surveys the field, but it's not going to do anything. Bumps into his own player. S2RL looks to try and hang back to their side of the goal to pop it in towards the air once more. He gets a touch, but it's going to be met by Grizzlies Alpha. Ricardo rides the wall, looks for a bit of momentum, but it's not going to get anything going as his trajectory is just missed completely. Chip into the corner. Tension with a great save. Second effort will not be denied as Donboss puts it in. Another goal for Grizzlies Alpha.
Beautiful pressure coming through here from the Grizzlies, and, well, it's safe to say that the defense just got overwhelmed. There was too many follow-ups. There was not enough rotation on the defensive side of things. They just caught out of position, and they got punished for it. They need to respond in kind, though. 2 is going to take a shot, but it's a bit too wide here. Needs to be a bit more accurate on the shooting front here, and it will be once more the Grizzlies on the attack, pressuring from all sides, getting them demos. Chip is able to find one. A follow-through from Doom will not find its way on the goal line of Affinity yet. It's going to take them a little bit longer to get there, as 2 is trying to clear out any sort of pressure that remains here, although lacking the boost with that demo. Donboss, great shot, but what a save from Tension. They will have another chance at it, and that one is simply unstoppable. Chip finds their way to double the lead.
Bend, don't break, but that time it broke completely for Affinity Red. It was just a matter of when that ball was going in towards the net, and Grizzlies Alpha still keeping their momentum, a 2-goal lead. Affinity Red looks just so far they look a bit lost in game one, but as always, this is first game jitters, a chance to feel out the other team. Even though this is the brother team of Grizzlies Bravo, they have a
Oh
chance
my
with
God.
Doom with a great save again, but tension with the second chance effort makes it a 1-goal game.
Yeah, so far Tension and Grifficado have been playing out of their minds today too. Not showing up just yet in that sense, but so far Rocky Mountain, they have been having the advantage in terms of the shots, in terms of the pressure, and the team hat trick as follows. Chip missing an open net at this stage could look to cost them and bite them very shortly. Doom gonna look to get an infield pass. Chip with a pre-jump, trying to find the shot, saved away by 2. And it will be a simple clear away here from Grifficado, but Donboss trying to keep that ball in the offensive third. Chip off the skies here, has the flip, uses it beautifully over the top. Tension! You are nowhere to be seen, and Chip nets himself the brace to double the lead once more for the Grizzlies.
We call that a very technical goal. You love to see it flip with the reset, just absolutely outplay Tension. I'm sorry, but you gotta tip your hat off to that one, whether you're on the enemy team or the side of Grizzlies Alpha. That was just a clean and clipped goal. Now, 1 minute and 30 with a 2-goal lead. Affinity Red looks to just try and maybe put one more. They have to get 2 goals in about, let's say, 30 seconds if they want to at least tie this game up. But they are a very defensive side as Donboss. Not sure what they're going to do on that, but Tension does get a save. Looks like Grizzlies Alpha was trying to just muscle that ball into the net, and now Tension with just a little amount of boost gets one more. Tries to knock him off his pathway. Chip will get credit with the save. Now 1 minute left on the clock. 2 just gets the demo, but the time is slowly ticking away for Affinity Red. They do not want to give up this game as Chip pops it into the air, looks for another chance with a nice chance effort. Donboss is going to get booted out of the air. Now back downfield, looks to be Grizzlies Alpha. Shot on the way, looks for a make a chance effort, but not going to do anything. Doom rights the wall, looks through the air, pressure pass to Chip. Chip with a chance, but there is nobody back there for Affinity Red, and now it's a 3-goal lead with 29 seconds left.
Yeah, beautiful redirect coming through from Chip. Placement is perfection from him there. Tension, not enough boost to reach over and grab that one, so it will be just a simple goal coming through there for Rocky Mountains. And, you know, it seems like time is running out, but you still want to grab some momentum if you are Affinity Esports here. A 15 not found. Yeah, it will be Donboss trying to follow through here and maybe even get themselves yet another for the road. So far, Chip being that hat-trick hero for the Rocky Mountains. There still is a chance for the team as a whole from Affinity to join them, but regardless, that is not the case here, and it seems like it will be all done and dusted with game number 1 here. Rocky Mountain coming away with a slaughter in game number 1. It has started very close, but regardless, it wasn't kept in the same fashion. 5-2 is the final score line, and it is Rocky Mountains Grizzlies Alpha that take away that DFH Stadium game 1.
Just a great game from Rocky Mountain Alpha. I gotta give credit where credit's due. They played exceptionally well. They did not, despite giving up 2 early goals, it didn't bother them much. They just really said, hey, you know what? Even though we get up 2 goals, we're still in the lead, and just a hat trick coming from Chip. Obviously, you know these players have played together. They have just very good quarantine nation. But if you're Affinity Red now you have a taste of what the Alpha team is bringing to the table. Now the question is, how do you respond in game number 2? We'll have to find out. It's a 6 on the field, 5 on the clock, and let's play some Rocket League. As a bit of a fake coming from Affinity Red. Not sure if that was a smart idea, but we'll have to see if it does pay off, as looks to be Grizzlies Alpha just applying a bit more pressure as Grifficado gets the last touch, tried to do it himself, musses to through, but it's not going to do anything as the pressure once more. It's back on the side of Grizzlies Alpha. Tension tries to get a bit of a touch, tries to do a double tap for his teammate, but not going to do anything. looks to be a 50 in favor of Affinity Red, but Affinity Red is going to be back down on the side of defensive. Ricardo tries to get something going. The touch up and over one, tries to get over two, but Chip is going to cut them off, and now looks to be Affinity Red chance for a shot, but URL is just going to cut them off as Chip tries to get much more pressure. Grizzlies Alpha just a bit of a floater shot, but not to do anything. Doom once more over to Chip, but Grifficado gets credited with the save. It looks to be Affinity Red learning a bit from their mistakes in Game 1 here, Kiki.
Yeah, so far, a minute. Going a bit calmer than expected, especially from this grand final that has been so explosive. 7 goals in the first game. Looking to continue here. Chip and Doom trying to kind of combine in disguise to get that goal across. Chip trying to slug from another angle, but great save from Tension. Tips it onto the crossbar, and it will be just a simple 50 that takes place here. But on the defensive end here, both teams struggling to get across each other's lines, and it does seem like Grizzlies are the ones that are favored here, but don't be so fooled. There still is a heavy chance for Affinity Esports to come away with this one if they keep it equal for a little while longer.
They're keeping the pressure on the pedal for Grizzlies Alpha. You could just see they're applying a bit more offense. Affinity Red hasn't had a lot of chance to get shots on their side of their on Grizzlies side of the net. You could just see it's mainly just Rocky Mountain Alpha who has been really applying just so much of the pressure, and Affinity Red has not had a chance to respond yet, even though it's all just saves. But that time the save was not happening, as it's Stombos finally breaking through the defense, and it's 1-0 with 2:50 left on the clock as Rocky Mountain Alpha with the lead.
It must be said, it's all thanks to that bump as well coming through from Doom to find the final player on the back foot here. It seems like the server is having some issues as well here in the meantime, because it is generally all around lag, but regardless, that will not stop 2 from scoring. Not sure on the rulebook here what the scenario will be, but still 1-1 as it all stands, and that's 2 with a quick response.
Yeah, not sure what happened. Again, the server, again, it's always Epic who it's not the best with the servers, I do know that. But again, it didn't stop them. So hopefully no more server issues to get further away into this game. All tied up with 2:30 left on the clock as Grifficado gets a touch. As Chip's going to try and make it with a little boost, but not much there. Ball rushes that back towards downfield as Doom's going to cut it off. Pops it into the air. It's going to be met by Grifficado. Chip up in the air. Play Chip once more. Gonna just slam it down towards the field, up and over Tension. Chip with a chance, but Chip is going to score, and it looks like there is no server issues on that shot.
Definitely not. It seems like a beautiful redirect coming through from Chip. Seconds away, Grifficado could have found the save, but regardless, he was unable to. But a beautiful pass coming to him from Doom, who has already assisted both of his teammates in their affairs in front of the goal line of Affinity, and they are still prowling. They're still looking. Donboss looking to punish that open net potential. Unable to, though, as Doom gets that one into the corner. Infield we go. Chip takes over. Maybe a waterfall drop for him. Does net himself a touch, but sadly not towards goal, as it is once more cleared away. And Doom will be the one trying to step up here, simply unable to. Grifficado, one-on-one, Chip makes the save. Great chance for Affinity, but sadly for them, Grizzlies had their defense one step ahead.
Yeah, you can just see the one-on-one Chip makes a last-second effort just to get a save as 2 goes the shot. Doom gets credit with the save. Up and over, and from all the way up is Doom all by himself. The fast break. And Grizzlies Alpha with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, beautifully placed. Not sure if that was the intention, but regardless, he was still able to kind of find the angles, get out the protractor, and calculate what needed to be done off the ceiling to find that just below the crossbar. Marvelous. Chip once more trying that ceiling pinch. 2 men already committed there from Affinity. A follow through from Doom, gets the flip but doesn't get the pop from it. And Grifficado is going to need to kind of reset here and maybe let 2 do some job in terms of the offensive end here. But he does need assistance, and that is the lacking thing we've spotted about Affinity earlier, that second man not following up as much as it's needed, and that's definitely what's keeping the defense so simple for the Grizzlies here so far.
Yeah, it's been just no second man back to kind of save them. And speaking of very empty net, Donboss is going to get credit with the shot, but that last redirection saves Affinity Red. But the pressure is still mounting here in Game 2. Affinity Red just trying, they need to get something going. But what's more, Doom looking to make them pay and put the nail in the coffin for Game 2 as Doom just makes it look so easy with the assist from Donboss.
Yeah, simple. Doesn't mean it's serious point for them just yet. Reminder, this is a best of 7 in the grand final, so still 2 games to go if they are to sweep it away. But still, Affinity needing to get back into it as soon as possible if they are to get some fresh air into this game. Chip, take this guys here over the top. Doom with the redirect off the post. And that is, well, maybe one more to the final nail in the coffin for Game 2 here.
I'm not sure if Grizzlies Alpha wants to put a Brazil, just a little stamp on it, just to make sure it says, "Hey, you mess with our little brother. Now you got to deal with us." As it's 5-1 in favor of Grizzlies Alpha. 18 seconds left. Doom goes up in the air, just gets a touch over the Chip. Chip applying good pressure, looks for the double charge, tries to send it over to his teammate, but it's not going to do anything. 10 seconds left. Chip has to put it in it one last time, but it's just a bit off target. Doom with the last touch, applying as much as he can, but Affinity Red will not do anything. And it looks to be another game win for Grizzlies Alpha.
Yeah, we will get a final ruling soon on terms if that Lobarisa will come into effect. Probably not, because the server did stabilize later on, and as we are seeing the readies on the board, it should be all green light. But look at the pressure. 16 shots on the board. It's insane. It is a slaughter coming through here from Alpha. And you can see why they're called Alpha, you know. It just shows how dominant they can be in a game. And they have been dominating their way throughout this entire bracket, it has to be said. 3-0s all around for them, except for that first round where they did get that one bye round. Regardless, they are still here knocking on the door, and they could make it a perfect, flawless bracket for them in terms of 3 sweeps back to back to back here.
Yeah, you might. In this case, you want to get out the broom if you're Grizzlies Alpha. But again, it's not over till the fat lady sings. This is Game 3, so if Grizzlies Alpha does win, they will go a Series 4-0 sweep, and that's something to actually look forward to, and that's something you want to play for. But if you're Affinity Red, you just want to at least extend this series, possibly to 7 games, if you will. As you can see, the pressure is mounting on Affinity Red's side. Griffocado just gets the save. Doom tries to circle back, but he's just going to rush back downfield. Retention up and over 1, but Donboss is going to just cut him off. Chip back downfield. He's going to try sending over to Donboss. Donboss is going to miss completely. No third man back downfield, and now it's Grizzlies Alpha rotating back downfield. It's Chip. It's a touch, but not the touch he was looking for. Griffocado, what a chance! Oh, they have it, but it was just completely missed. And now it's Grizzlies Alpha with possession, racing downfield, looking to make a play, but Affinity Red just cuts it off. And now, Chip tried to make a shot, but 2 just gets the save. The pressure mounting for Affinity Red. They just survived that time.
Yeah, still hanging on in there. And right now, you are looking at both of these teams trying to fight each other in a different way. A defensive effort from Affinity, an offensive masterclass, it must be said, so far from the side of the Grizzlies. And Rocky Mountain really pressuring Doom, trying to get that fake. He breaks the axles of Griffocado, but sadly not able to get much more from it. Tension will be aligned with a simple clear here. Chip onto the side. Doom looking to follow it. Has it up for a double tap, but that's a save once more from Griffocado. And that's a 3rd already on the board from himself. 5 total from the team. And the pressure, it feels like it's just moments away from cracking. And you gotta wonder, does Affinity really have what it takes to score against them? Maybe in terms of an own goal. Definitely not in terms of against Rocky Mountain.
Again, we saw it earlier against Grizzlies Bravo. The own goal. Tension, just try to make that last save. If I'm Tension in that situation, I would just let the ball go. Just let it go. Don't try to make a play. If you know the shot is very awkward, and you don't want to risk making a play, just do not go for it. As we see Grifficato, what's for, just try to make a play. Again, you saw the defense was slowly breaking, and that time it broke. And now, with a 1-goal lead, Affinity Red very much in the hot seat, not wanting to give it up, but they're just getting beat on the pressure side. As it looks like Grifficato tries to get a touch, but he's just missing so much completely. As Grifficato, again, just get a touch, sends it into the corner. Grizzlies Alpha with the pressure on their side. Tension. He gets a shot, and 2RL is going to make up for the own goal, and it is all tied up with 2:19.
Yeah, game on coming through here from Affinity, and they are still not done yet. Finally breaking through and equalizing the scoreline. Maybe a bit of a rarity in case of Rocky Mountain, but regardless, both teams now needing to up the pressure. They need to find the offense, and Doom, he's the one looking to bring disaster upon the side of Affinity. 2 misses, though, will give a chance for Tension to come through here, but he takes the ball too slow there. Gets demoed for it in return, and Doom already beating out 1, beating out 2, pass to Chip, that's a marvelous shot! And what a play coming through from Rocky Mountain.
Look at this, there's a reason why they call it Rocky Mountain Thunder, as over to Doom, to Chip, just the easy shot, just like an alley-oop towards the layup. And Rocky Mountain Alpha again with the goal lead as Chip looks to make a 2-goal lead. Grifficato with the save. A touch from Affinity Red as Grifficato with the dribble. Has to go over 1. He gets it over 1, but it's not going to get over Chip. 2RL looks to make a play, but at Donbass going to cut it off with a shot. 2 just gets the save. Back over to Doom, but Doom with the slightest thread the needle, if you will. And it's 142, a 2-goal lead in favor of Grizzlies Alpha.
I mean, doubling their lead. It seems like they're back to their winning ways, and it seems like it's going to be hard to avert them from it. There could be a chance of a kickoff, but it's a simple clear away from Don Boss. 2 is going to look to add to the pressure, add to the fire, but regardless, the fire is diminishing. It's getting extinguished every single second, and it will be Chip trying to kind of assist in this defensive side of things. Doom takes to the side here. It will be Chip once more. And you can see a defensive masterclass coming in from Chip himself. He has been putting up such great numbers in terms of the clears, not just the saves, not only the saves, definitely. It has to be said that he is able to keep that possession after he kind of gets the clear, which means the opposition don't get another attack. And what he has been doing in the offensive front, I don't even need to mention, 2 goals to the name, gets a sub for his teammate there. Grifficato finding the demos, needing to relieve his team some stress here. It will be Donboss doubling up with Doom. Might be too many players there. Tension with the redirect saved away. And so far, it seems like on the trailing front here, Affinity really lacking a hero, and no one is there to save them as Donboss puts in a 4th for the Grizzlies.
You might as well get out the broom. Someone call Kenny Omega, because it is a clean sweep so far for Grizzlies Alpha. 4-1 with 43 seconds left. Not a lot of time for Affinity Red to make plays. They have to if they want to get S Chip. Yeah, he's just gonna put it towards the net. This is over. Wrap it up. Put the 5s in the back row, as they like to say. Look at this play from Chip.
Yeah, at this stage, they might just be going for those, marvelous Brazils on the scoreline. Yeah. And it's nice to see them, but it has to feel rough if you're Affinity, and it's definitely going to demoralize you if it gets to that point towards the last potential game of the day, of the night even. And that's another Doom adding to the fire, 6-1. Only 1 goal separating them from that Brazil scoreline. I think I see the South Coast around here. I think I see the sun shining over there.
Yeah, it is. It's all sunshine and rainbows on Grizzlies Alpha side of the field, as one more goal will spell Brazil. As 2RL just does get a chance with the kickoff. 2RL tries to get something, but the 50 is going to head over to Chip. And now over to Donboss. They really want this. Chip with a touch off the crossbar. No, but Grifficato with the save. Doom just gets a touch. Chip with another touch. Again, over. Looking at so it starts to Fishy, I believe. No, it's not going to be him. It's going to be over to Doom. 7 seconds left. Donboss with a big up play. Oh, they got to get it out. Yes, they will. They save themselves from Brazil. But it's not enough. Get out the brooms, because this is a sweep Grizzlies Alpha with a 4-0 series win. Your score 6-1.
I do apologize, but I do think we have still one more game here, Kenzo. If I have not counted my my eggs too early, I'm pretty sure it's 3-0 so far, and it's a best of 7, so they still have one more game to go.
So,
yeah, so one more game to go, and Affinity still definitely have a chance. But let's be for real here, the bookies have already written them off. It seems like it's an insane amount. If you put your points, your channel points towards them, 99.9% of the chance is that you're going to lose out. But regardless, they are still within a chance to win it, technically, in an insane reverse sweep, what it could be. But it seems like Grizzlies, so far, have the pressure that's needed to kind of close this one out.
Yeah, indeed. And like I said, you know, Grizzlies Alpha already getting out the brooms, but Affinity Red has a chance to pull off a great reverse sweep, a great comeback, but they're going to need a lot of magic, no Marvel Rivals reference. You can just see right now, Affinity Red they're not communicating. I'm not sure what it is, but you can just see it's no second man effort. We talked about this earlier throughout the broadcast, that it's mainly just one man here and then simply rotate out. No second man effort to try to get another shot on that net. As Griffin rotates out, it's tension with the shot, but Chip is going to get that save. Into the corner he goes. Just about 25 boost, now down to 7. And it looks to be Affinity Red applying the pressure. Griffin with the shot! And for the first time, it's Affinity Red in the lead. They're taking their lessons and they're applying it now.
Yeah, can it be a little too late though? We'll have to just see. But they have scored an opener. It's been a long time coming. It's been awaited. And so far, it seems like they are finally awakening. But it seems like it's just the final moments. It seems like the final moments of the tournament even. Final chance at that glory. Regardless, this will help their power rankings a lot coming in second. But generally speaking, it's not done yet. They have made a crucial error there. And Donboss will look to exploit it quite swiftly there. It's a very unfortunate touch coming through here from 2.
Yeah, just a very bad touch from him. You know, sometimes, again, that's what happens with Rocket League. Sometimes it's just the momentum of where your car is going, the momentum where the ball is, and sometimes it really creates those awkward touches. I saw what Tuara was trying to do, but it just did not matter, as Chip now with possession looks to do it himself, and he will do it himself. Look at that play one more time, all the way from downtown. The flip reset just into the crypts and open net, and Grizzlies Alpha looks to continue their momentum.
Yeah, 2-1 now. The final dagger is being set in stone, and sadly, mainly the stones of Affinity where their grave lies. Chip is gonna look to kind of add to the fire here. The kerosene, the gasoline that's needed to burn down the remnants of Affinity Esports, completely scorched to the ground. Not a single game to their name just yet, and they are finally about to lose it all here. Regardless, though, they are still going to keep fighting. Grifficado looking to assist here. He has a great setup, followed through from tension, but it's such a weak shot. It's simply saved away and cleared by Chip. Gives him a chance at a goal here. Thankfully for them, Doom does get a little bit of a backflip there. Feels backflip man moment, and it will be Tension with another chance, but main difference here is the fake coming through. Tension has a chance, and he finds an equalizer once more. 2-2 on the scoreboard.
So you can just see right now, Affinity Red, they're down, but they're not out. They're down 3-0 in the series, but they're trying and slowly clawing their way back, as it is again, this is best of 7. So Affinity Red is playing so well. You can just see as the kickoff does go in their favor. They do have a chance. Tension with no boost, just trying to get around here. He will get demoed, but now it's Grizzlies Alpha with possession. 2RL just gets another touch, a good touch, sends it downfield, trying to chase right after it, but Chip is going to redirect it. Again, he's going to have to make another play on the ball. Chip does get a touch, tries to get a second one, does get a second one, looks for 3 as he does. A great movement from him. Into the corner they go. Donboss with it just touched off the crossbar as Doom just misses completely. Not sure if he was channeling his inner Cody Parkey, but he's going to have him make an effort. Chip just gets the demo as the ball head towards Grizzlies Alpha side of the field. Grifficado with a touch, but not going to do anything. In the corner, they go. Don Boss with a touch, just trying to basically weasel it out. He will. But Griffocado is going to cut it off, but Doom is also going to cut it off as well. Bit of a back and forth as we approach 2 minutes off the clock. Chip sends it in the corner, looks for his teammate, but Tension just gets the save in the nick of time. And now it's Griffocado rushing downfield, sends it in the corner, looks for a bit of a play. Tension looks to get something going, but it's going to get cut off by Donboss. For the Chip, Austin towards the air, off the wall they go, but two, it's going to get a play. Doom, oh, he's going to back off for the time being, and once again, Affinity Red has the lead.
It took him a little longer this time, but 2 has come alive once more here. The pillow does pop in the goal. I quite like that goal celebration here. But maybe it's not just lights out here for Affinity. Maybe it's going to take a little longer here. And it will be 2 to tank for here if they do win out this game. Getting a game here is still a huge deal, a huge step forward. It's going to give your mentality that sort of boost where if we are able to take a game off of them, we are definitely able to take a series off of them. But regardless, mistakes still are arising here. And Chip is promptly punishing them.
I mean, you are correct. Chip is punishing him. Doom with the assist. Chip with just a slap shot and puts it in towards the net. And you can just see every time Affinity Red just gets a little momentum, a little lead, you can see Grizzlies Alpha immediately shutting the door and saying, no, you are not going to run away from us. We are going to make this, we're going to make this win and make you just drag it out slowly as possible as Tension just tried to get started. 2RL just trying to do something. He's going to try and back off for a little bit, trying to gauge where that ball is going. But he's going to send it right into Doom's hands. Doom, oh, no awkward positioning on that as Griffocado just gets the demo on Chip. The 2v3 in their favor, but he responds quickly as now it's Affinity Red back downfield. A minute we go. 1 goal will spell the win for either of these teams. If they don't, it will send the game into overtime as Don Boss sends it over to Chip. Looks to send it back to Don Boss, but Griffocado is going to cut him off. As Griffocado sends it over to 2, over to Tension. No, it's going to be just completely 2. I'm sorry, Griffocado with the shot. Doom just gets the save. Over to Don Boss. Don Boss with just a little boost. He can, but he will get a demo. 30 seconds left on the clock. Doom is going to meet him where the minds meet. Yes, they will. As Tension tries to chase after Chip. Over to 2, back to Chip. Chip with a chance. They have a chance. Effort. Oh, Don Boss just too slow. 15 seconds left on the clock. Doom tries to get one last. 10 seconds left. Don Boss, they have a man back downfield. They can. Chip over, sends it to the corner. Doom with the chance. Try to get that third man, but it will not be enough. If they can, Tension into the corner they go. They have it. Don Boss with the demo. 2 outside to put it, but it will not happen, and we will head to overtime.
1 goal to grab that golden ticket, to grab that championship for the Grizzlies. Affinity, can they stay alive? Doom thinks not. Great save from Griffocado, keeping them alive for a little while longer. Infield pass as well. Don Boss, look at the kind of add on to the pressure here. Doom takes it away. Look for the backboard here. Tension is able to get that clear, but sadly, a follow-up is met with resistance there as Don Boss, that's a pass, that's a shot. Doom looking for it, but Griffocado keeping his team in it so far. Chip, the final blow, crossbar and out. So far, still no cigar for the Grizzlies.
Close, but no cigar, but they are playing a bit of pressure,
not.
and Chip calls the series a 4-0 sweep, as you say, as it's 4-3. What a series from both these teams.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great final game, you know, compared to the fact that we had slaughters in games 1 to 3. I quite enjoyed that game was a bit of a breath of fresh air coming through here with a very close series. But meanwhile, while the bracket gets updated, we'll take a look at it one final time in the time being. But Kenzo, what are your thoughts on this one? I mean, Affinity absolutely demolished their sister team, and now they come against the big brother, and it really didn't go as smoothly.
Yeah, I have to give credit to Affinity Red. Even though they played just so well in this series, they have not had anything go their way. As we take a look at the bracket, you can just see a 4-0 sweep. Again, call Kenny Omega, call the cleaner, call whatever you want to say in terms for sweeping, as Grizzlies Alpha punches their chicken for a shot at the ESC championship. As you can just see once more, look at the bracket. I mean, Affinity Red played so well, but again, it was just a slaughter through those first 3 games. But they really came alive in Game 4 and almost had a chance to make it just a extended series up to 7, but it was just not in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And remember, this is one ticket to Orlando, Florida, the Full Sail University, which is awaiting for them at land. They have got their power rankings up very high there. And a reminder to all of you that the top 8 teams, 5 are selected from the league auto bids from the season, and 3 from the power rankings, which this tournament was for. So definitely a great chance to see the Grizzly Bears Alpha team in those LAN moments. But also Affinity, you know, they got to the grand final, they pushed their way through, they had a very rough road ahead, as you can see. A 3-2 to start themselves off with against FPL Frank Samurai, and then also a 3-0 was a simple one for them against HHS, and it was a rough one against, you know, the sister team of the Alpha team of the Grizzlies, Rocky Mountains. But regardless, they were able to push through and finally met their end in the grand finals itself. A heartbreaking defeat, obviously, but regardless, still, they should keep their heads high because they have achieved so much here in the grand finals.
Yeah, I gotta give credit to Affinity Red. They played very well, even taking out the sister team, but they just ran into the big brother that is Rocky Mountain Grizzlies Alpha. And again, it was so close for Affinity Red in Game 4. Could extend the series, but they just made too many mistakes and just allowed Grizzlies Alpha to just put the nail in the coffin. But either way, it was just too little too late for Affinity Red.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful day here today. I mean, we had Marvel Rivals, we had Rocket League, and it's time for some well-deserved rest, but not before we do give our shoutouts, obviously. First, off to Kenzo, because, you know, he's been beautiful in the casting booth here alongside me today, Kiki,
Yeah.
and in the back as well, Edge has done a phenomenal job in terms of the production, alongside with the Marvel Rivals cast, which has to be credited. Bearlight and Hui able to pull through with an absolute banger of a bit of a prolonged tournament. Yes, a very prolonged tournament, but regardless, they were able to pull it through. We have been ESC National. We'd like to thank you all for watching and have a great night. See you all next time.
Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody's